Well, I'm here today and it's an absolute pleasure to introduce Mike Green, the Managing Director of Harcourts International. And I just want to say at the outset, it's an absolute pleasure, and it just goes the culture of Harcourts to have our head honcho, number one man, come out to the office and deliver a powerful 1 hour presentation to the sales and the property management and admin team here. So Mike, thanks very much. Welcome.
Thanks, Andrew.
I just want to put out there, of course, as well, that we've got a vision to be number one office international by 2020, and part of Mike's discussion today was to talk about how we're going to get there and what some of the amazing offices are doing. Mike, in a nutshell, for all those people out there wanting to be the best in the industry, what do we need to do?
It was a really good session, Andrew, and I thank you for thanking me, but it was great to be here because I as I said to your team, I spend a lot of time in board meetings and doing other things, and to spend time with people like yourself that are actually doing it and doing such a great job. It's great for me. What do you need to do? It's a whole host of things. Obviously, it's never one thing. I think a lot of it is to continue what you're already doing, because you've clearly created an environment where there's energy, there's enthusiasm, there's passion. You know, your people clearly are proud to be here. You know, if you're going to be the number one, you've got to look the number one, and your people do, and the office does, which is great. I think, you know, the basics are the basics. You know, you've got to be fearless in being persistent and consistent at delivering the highest service, and so creating clients and experiences clients have that they just go, oh wow, that was amazing. That's the key. So, you know, having the auction process in place and doing it as well as you do, you know, using social media, making sure that the profile's out there, being heavily involved in the community. You know, our business is so driven, and the foundation for it is the people that we work with and the environment, the community that we're in. So making sure that we support that community and are very visible in it, not just from a commercial perspective, but you know, with sponsorships and community events and what have you. So doing that. Business plans, you know, we've talked about that. One of the challenges for our industry is a lot of us get into it because we want the freedom and, you know, we want the time to do what we want to do, but of course that's our biggest weakness as well, because it doesn't matter how disciplined you are, we have times when we're not as focused as we should be. So having the why, having the plan and sticking to the plan and being held accountable. The most successful people, that's what they do. So continue to do that. You know, the basics in real estate are the basics. You know, talk to more people, make more calls, grow the momentum, grow more people, more market share, and you create an energy that's you become an attraction business, and that's what you're doing, which is fantastic.
And we talked about disruptors in an era where we've got digital technologies exponential. We talked about Purple Bricks, we touched on that, and there's a lot of concern out there about businesses like that and disrupting the industry. We talked about value, but what do we need to do, or should we be worried to start with? And those offices that are trying to get more market share, what do we need to do to make sure that those businesses coming in don't affect us? Yeah,
it's a really good question. There's, like we talked about, there's a lot of talk at the moment about Purple Bricks, for instance, but I think, you know, let's make no mistake, Purple Bricks are just a discounter. That's all they are. They're spruiking tech and all this sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, they're just a discount fee operator, and we've seen plenty of those in the past. We'll see more in the future. I don't think they're going to disrupt our industry at all. But I think, forgetting Purple Bricks or anyone else for that matter, it's delivering the best value to our clients by doing what we know we need to do unusually well. I mean, that's the bottom line. The top people in our industry, they do an incredibly good job. They genuinely care, they focus on the objectives of the client, what does the client want to achieve, and they work hugely hard to achieve those objectives. They have clear strategies in terms of marketing, they have the highest standards in terms of how they present the property and present themselves, and their communication with the seller right through the process, their ability to negotiate. You know, they're in the main, they're hugely experienced and focused negotiators, which is what we do. And then their after sales and their follow-up and their relationship building is colossal. And provided we keep doing our job exceptionally well, then no one's going to disrupt the core business. You know,
like the old saying, in the absence of value, people always question commission, won't they?
Exactly. And the people that go out there basing their business on price are the ones that can't base it on value. You know, that's the bottom line. So no, I'm not worried about Purple Bricks. We've seen lots of them in the past, and there'll be more in the future. You know, that's not to say that we shouldn't always be mindful of disruption in our business, because it is a huge business and there will be disruption. But at the end of the day, if we continue to set the highest standards and do the best job in the business, we create real value for clients and we're changing people's lives.
Yeah.
And I think that, in the end, is an enormously powerful position.
Yep. And one last question, Mike, is on culture.
Yep.
You know, and just to have you here shows the culture of Harcourts. And one of the reasons I love the brand is because I know that we make a call, you fly down from Brisbane for an hour, you come down and train the team. And to me, you know, and you're looking after over, how many offices now internationally?
830 odd.
830 odd offices. To make the effort to come out here, just to me, is cultural. How important is it that the offices that are going to be the best, how important is that culture overall?
Oh, I think culture is the number one thing. You know, Harcourts, you know, over 20 years has grown from 80 offices to 800 odd now, and so I often get asked, well, what's the difference? You know, how's that happened? And hey, I think we've got great training, and I think we've got great tech, and all the various things. But in the end, I think the difference is culture. I think it is the fact that people are proud. You know, our people are genuinely proud of the business, and you know, people. And I appreciate you saying that. But to come and spend time with you and your team and Mel, it's the best thing in the world for me, and I just love it. And people say, oh, you know, you're the managing director. And hey, I'm Mike Green. You know, I went into real estate when I was 19. I've sold houses, worked in real estate offices. I mean, I love this business. I love our industry, and I love the fact that we're growing something that people like yourself, Andrew, and I can go to see Martin Cooper in Auckland, or I can see Dane in Brisbane, or I go and see Lee Perry in Mandurah, or you know, Steve Caradoc-Davies in South Africa, and we're a like-minded group. You know, we're values driven. We really genuinely care about what we're doing, and we're proud of what we're doing. And when you get a whole bunch of people together that share a common sense of purpose and values, it's a pretty special place to be. And I think it's starting to sound a bit philosophical now, but as you get a bit older, I know we'll be hugging in a moment. But as you get a bit older too, you realise that you spend so much time at work, and when you sort of, I guess, you look at your life and think, what are you doing, and what does it mean, and what does it matter? There's something special about being involved in a group like this with a whole bunch of people that genuinely care, that you sort of think, yeah, this is worthwhile. This is worthwhile endeavour. And you know, I played a video this morning, and Steve Jobs was on that video. One of the things he says, you've got to love what you do. And I think in the end, that's the difference. If you love what you do, coming and doing this and talking to the guys, and you know, catching up with Jamie and new baby and those things, you just love it. It's just a special thing to do. And
you can tell you love it. That's the thing. That's the what I love about you, Mike, is that you ground roots, and you enjoy coming here and speaking to the team. And that comes from your real estate days. You love getting in front of people and just imparting knowledge. So, mate, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to train us and put this video together. On behalf of the team, thanks a lot.
You're welcome,
Good to
Andrew.
see you, Mike.